What's up YouTube, it's Sank here and I make videos on the stock market. Guys, it's a fresh brand new week. You know what that means. That means I'm here to prep you guys to dominate, right? There's a lot of opportunities out there in the stock market, so we've got to make sure we capture them. So I'm going to be running through a lot of EV plays that we're in together, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking me over the weekend about them. So we're going to be talking about entry points, we're going to be talking about forecasts for this year and next year, and general company updates. Right, guys, let me share this with you. This came out over the weekend, and this comes from the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, right? They said that sales of new energy vehicles in China, including electric, plug-in hybrid and fuel cell vehicles, will jump 40% in 2021 to 1.8 million units, right? So this year, we know that if you've been following this channel, if you've been rocking with this channel, the sales for EV cars in China is just over 1 million. And we know right now that the EV market is fragile. We know that stocks are up one day, down the next day. We know that regulators are getting involved. There's a lot of capital raisings going on. So it's all a bit confusing. But this just shows that there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? We're finishing off 2020 on a good note, knowing that going into 2021, a lot of our EV plays are going to benefit massively from this 40% increase in vehicle sales, right? So without further ado, let's jump into the portfolio and see what's going on. On the road to 100k, it's my YouTube growth portfolio, currently standing at £43,000. Now guys, this portfolio is created to help you guys simplify investing and get access to some great stocks that we're both in, and receive signals of what to do with them every single day, whether that's to buy, to hold, or to sell. That's how we're going to get your portfolios from your first $1,000 to $2,000, then from 10 to 50, and eventually from 50 to 100. Now without further ado, let's jump into the first EV play. First up on screen is NIO. Now I've received a lot of questions over the weekend about what to do with NIO, right? First things first, we know that NIO had a pretty turbulent week. It had its share offering. I think this is a positive both in the short and long term. In the short term, it allows you to buy the dip, right, and up your share count. In the long term, they're going to use that extra 2.7 billion for R&D purposes, right, to strengthen their business going into 2021, 2022 and beyond, right? So this remains a fantastic play. Now guys, if you saw my NIO December 31st, 2020 prediction, I predicted that NIO would end the year on 42 to 46. Now I still stand by that, and NIO is still hovering around in that range, right? Because there's no real catalyst to boost its share price beyond, you know, into $50 ranges or $60 ranges just yet, right? So I still stand by that. So what we're going to do is, if you see NIO around $41, guys, this is still a good position to up your share count, right? Just ensure that you're still diversifying your portfolio. But if you want to add more of NIO to your portfolio, this is a fantastic time to do it, right? Because in a few months time, it's not going to be at 41 anymore, right? We're going to see that $60 mark. So in terms of what we can expect from NIO this week, guys, do expect some volatility. I'm talking up 3% one day, down 3% the next, right? But this is just normal market fluctuations, and just use this to your advantage. But going into 2021, NIO's got a fantastic future ahead of it. You saw that China EV sales are going to be up 40% next year, and NIO is going to take a nice market share of that. Remember, this year, NIO's market share was around 4%. So if you apply 4% to that, it's looking pretty good for NIO next year, guys. So next up we have XPENG. Now over the last few weeks, XPENG have taken an absolute hammering, but don't worry if you hold XPENG, right? Because this is a fantastic business. Now if we just recall their November delivery numbers, they were up about 40% month on month. If we just compare that to NIO are up 5% and Li Auto were up 30%. So there's a pretty wide margin between those two plays and XPENG. Now, in terms of my buy point for XPENG, if we see $42, this is a fantastic entry point, because next year I do see XPENG hitting the $70 to $80 mark, right? So there is definitely an opportunity here to double your money. This company is flying, and do remember the Chinese EV sales are up 40% for next year, right? That is the forecast, and XPENG are going to take a nice portion of that market share. So do load up on XPENG if you see $42, because this is a fantastic play. Guys, next up we have Li Auto. Now Li Auto is not a play to be slept on. This is a fantastic business, right? Just recall their November monthly delivery numbers up about 30%, right? This is a pretty wide margin compared to NIO, which was up 5%. Remember, Li Auto have control over their factory, they have control over their production, right? This is a great business. Now they're down about 30% from their 52-week high, so there is a lot of upside with Li Auto. And there is one thing that I really like about Li Auto. It is their margins, right? They have fantastic margins. I think their gross margin is around 25%. Guys, this is phenomenal. Li Auto are going to be profitable in no time, right? Now they've raised their extra cash through their share offering, and they're going to use this for some serious R&D going into 2021. And they're going to capture a decent market share of that 1.8 million EV sales sold in China. Remember, there's a lot of upside when it comes to Li Auto. They only have one vehicle. When they start introducing more vehicles into the market, this is going to be amazing, right? When they start expanding into European countries, again, all pure upside with Li Auto. So if we see Li Auto in the region of $30 to $31, guys, it's time to load up on some Li Auto, because I do see this stock doubling by next year. Remember, GS, Goldman Sachs, have a price target on Li Auto of $60, right? And I do agree with them. I do think we're going to see Li Auto hit 60 by the end of next year. That is the chance to double your money, guys. All of these EV plays are chances to double your money by the end of next year. All you have to do is just be positive as the market is dropping, right? Be confident in the future of the EV sales, and 12 months time, your portfolios will be very much in the green. So do load up on some Li Auto if you see them $30 to $31. So next up on screen, we have Switchback Energy, and oh my, this is a fantastic play going into the future, right? They are the SPAC that's merging with ChargePoint now. ChargePoint manufacture the charging stations for the electric vehicles. This is a phenomenal play, right? Because they're not competing with any of the manufacturers, and they hold a massive market share. This is the market leader, right? Now they have about 115,000 charging stations, right, over the globe. Guys, this is set to explode over the next couple of years. They are adding 2,000 charging stations per month. They're going to reach about 2 million charging stations by 2025. If we just look around us, we can see that the EV infrastructure can be improved dramatically, right? Charging stations are not as accessible as we would like at the moment, and ChargePoint are changing that. Now, in terms of revenue, right, these guys have about 150 million this year, right? 2025, they're set to have over 2 billion in revenue. This company is exploding, right? So as we know that in China, the electric vehicle sales are going to hit 1.8 million, right, next year, 40% increase. Guys, ChargePoint are going to be along for that ride, right? As the EV market explodes, so do ChargePoint. So this is an amazing play. Now, in terms of price point, guys, I like this under $38, because under $38, they have a price to sales ratio of 20 times. This brings them in line with Li Auto at the moment, right? So it makes it relatively cheap, right, in terms of EV standards. So if you see Switchback Energy under 38, it's a good time to buy in. Now, in terms of where I see this stock going next year, guys, I see this doubling up next year even more, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we see a price tag on Switchback Energy, right, next year of $70 to $80, right? So load up on this fantastic infrastructure play, Switchback Energy. So an EV list wouldn't be complete without mentioning Tesla. Now, this is a fantastic long-term play. Over the last few weeks, I've done a lot of analysis on Tesla's share price pattern movement, right? Guys, as you know, Tesla has a massive run-up, then it drops pretty significantly before consolidating and repeating. So massive run-up, big drop, consolidation, right? That is how the Tesla share price moves. So in this case, we have just seen Tesla have a massive run-up on the inclusion to the S&P 500, right? Breaking through that 600 barrier, but we haven't seen Tesla have a massive drop yet. Its drops are normally in the magnitude of 15 to 35%. We've probably seen about a 5% drop since then, okay? So the strategy is to wait for Tesla to drop about 15 to 25%. Now, the inclusion into the S&P 500 is happening on December 21st. So that, yes, we might see a pop in that share price, but the share price is going to come down probably somewhere in the high 500s, mid 500s, and consolidate there. That is when we're going to buy in grab our Tesla stock, load up before the next catalyst in 2021, and that share price skyrockets. Now, my price prediction for Tesla for 2021, guys, is 750 to 800. Tesla has a lot coming up. It has a lot in the pipeline. Remember, they're moving into commercial with their Tesla Semi. There's the whole robo-taxis element, and there's the insurance element. Guys, these are huge arms to their business, right? I do see Tesla being a 1 trillion market cap company down the line. Not just yet, but down the line. They're heading that way, and the EV market is exploding. Remember, China EV sales are up 40% next year, and Tesla are going to have a fantastic market share of that. So guys, that is the strategy with Tesla. This is a fantastic play, but let's just please wait for that dip. So if you've been rocking with this channel for a while now, you know what time of the day is. It's question of the day time. This is a fantastic one, comes from Urbanite Productions, right? The question is, how do you find all these stocks, man? That's one thing I struggle finding. So thank you very much for sending in this question. If you have any questions or comments, send them down below. I'm reading and answering all of them. I'm here to help you guys. So if you guys didn't know, in my former life, I was a banker. This was my bread and butter. This is what I did each and every day. So I managed a lot of stock portfolios. So over the years, I've kept track of these stocks and gradually built upon them, right? In all different sectors. That's why I come on here each and every day to present you guys plays that we can jump in together and make some fantastic returns. So on this channel, I present you plays that are going to double up. I give you my knockout plays. I give you penny stock ideas. All throughout the week, I'm giving you plays to jump in on. And these stocks are doing pretty well. I highlighted one that I presented to you guys last week that nobody seems to invest in is Roku, right? That streaming business is booming. So it's not just EV plays that I cover, even though that's a hot sector, as we know that is going to be booming in 2021. Guys, there's so many other plays in so many different markets that you guys can invest in, diversify your portfolios, and create long-term wealth. Guys, over here we cover mega cap stocks. I'm talking Google, Microsoft, Amazon, right down to the penny stocks, right, that are $2, right, that are going to do well in the future. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Please hit a like on the video. It really helps the channel out. If you're new, do hit that subscribe button, become part of the Stockflix family. Now, as I always say to you guys, do check the channel each and every day because the stock market is rapidly moving and you never ever want to miss an opportunity. Now, I'll catch up with you guys later in the day.